on it, too. Hello again, everybody. Lance Russell and Dave Brown, and we're right along ringside, and we are excited about getting underway here, David.
Oh, we are indeed. I tell you, we're going to have the Nightmares in here going against the New Generation and a tag team match coming up in just moments. Stay with us for that. Later on, Macho Man Randy Savage in here in a single match. And we'll have Rick Rude, King Kong Bundy, and Jimmy Hart in their corner in a tag team match coming up later on, too. That's not all there is, much more, but that's pretty good action.
Well, I'll tell you one thing there's going to be more, Dave. Unfortunately, during the past week, we had an event which I was very sorry to hear about, which caused the abdication of the Southern Tag titles by Mantel and Rich. We're going to be exploring that situation. Have a little more on it right after we take time out for this. I think most of you saw right here on Championship Wrestling that Dutch Mantel and Tommy Wildfire Rich won the Southern Tag titles from the Nightmares right in the ring right here. Unfortunately, an event took place up in Louisville, Kentucky, which we'll be showing you some of it in just a moment, that caused a falling out between Tommy Rich and Dutch Mantel. Now, we're not taking sides on the thing. It ended up in a fist fight, and Dutch says he is not wrestling with Rich anymore, and thereby the Southern Tag titles have been abdicated. Dutch, what we want to do is just kind of very honestly talk about the situation that happened with you and Tommy. I was shocked, to be perfectly honest about it.
Okay, let's call just like it is out here. Me and Tommy Rich are no longer the Southern Tag Team Champions.
That's right.
Because they're calling it a severe falling out, and that's exactly what it was. Now, we're going to have a tape in just a minute for you people to view, and this happened a few days ago in Louisville, Kentucky. Now, you know, a couple of weeks ago, I had a match, me and Tommy, against the Nightmares right here in this ring.
That's true.
And Tommy didn't show up.
Title defense.
Didn't
right
show up
championship
because he said he was booked in Atlanta or whatever, right?
Right.
I accepted the explanation. We went on, right? Now we go to Louisville, Kentucky, and the Nightmares are still wanting a match, and we got another match with them.
I think it's important to say that Dutch went ahead and fought the bout, and because of a disqualification, you guys retained the titles in there.
Yeah, but I did it myself. I did it by myself. Now, we go to Louisville, Kentucky, right? And I'm sitting in the dressing room, right? And I called Tommy early in the day and I said, Tommy, leave early. And I get up there because I didn't want to repeat of what happened here on TV. And I got up there and I sit in the dressing room, and it's matches start at 8 o'clock, and it's 7:15, no Tommy, 7:30, no Tommy, 8 o'clock, no Tommy. So I go to the promoter, and I keep moving the match back and back and back and trying to give him time to get there. And we get to the ring, and there's still no Tommy Rich. And the Nightmares are saying, well, you're going to have to forfeit the belt. And you know me well enough to know I'm not giving nobody nothing. They got to come through.
That's true.
So I go ahead, and I wrestle the match by myself again. Now, this wasn't the first time I've done it. This is the second time I did it. And, you know, one time, you know, you might accept the explanation, but the second time I think that's a little too much. Now, Tommy Rich, I'm going to say one thing about him. He's an excellent wrestler. He's a fine wrestler. But you know what's wrong with Tommy Rich? Tommy Rich won't show up. And I'm getting sick and tired of going in the ring and doing my work and doing his work, too. When you're a team, you got to work together. You got to cooperate. You got to communicate. And Rich is not doing that.
I think you exaggerate a little when you say Tommy Rich won't show up. Now, Tommy has been a national star. You know that. He is an excellent wrestler. He's won a lot of titles. And there were two incidences. I'm not out here to defend Tommy. I'm just saying I think you refused to wrestle with him after that. You abdicated the title. Now, was it really worth all of that?
Yes, it was worth all that, because I want 10 more years, or maybe 12 or 15 more years in this profession. I cannot get it by myself. You know, one guy can't beat two guys. And you might say Tommy Rich is a big international star, and he's a big star on Atlanta TV. It don't do me one bit of good if he's not by my side, and he's not by my side. Now, I've heard everything from flat tires to losing something to getting lost and whatever. Still no excuse. He should have been there. And he was not there, and therefore Tommy Rich can go his way, and I'll go my way, and maybe we'll meet somewhere down the road. I hope we do.
Okay.
Somewhere down the road. But I am no longer his partner, and I will not team with him no more. Now, you might say he's right, but I say I'm right.
No, I didn't say he's right.
And I'm the only one who knows who's right. I'm right in this.
But, Dutch, you've been up and down the road enough that you know you've had car trouble, you've missed planes, you've had things like that, and it can happen to anybody.
Not 2 times in a period of 8 or 10 days, no. There ain't no way.
Well, I just wonder if it really had to break down to a fight where you guys got into a fist
Well,
fight.
he needs somebody to beat some sense in his head, and because I've had enough sense beat out of my head.
Well, let's give the people a chance to see what happened. We've got the tape that you mentioned. Just stay out here with
wait
it.
a minute. I was there. I know what happened. You watch it by yourself. I know what happened.
Well, nobody ever said he was going to beat around the bush. That's the way the Dutchman is. He's straight away. I want you to take a look at it. I think it's a sad situation, but, hey, this is what happened. Here it is.
Now held by Dutch Mantel and Tommy Rich. The music. We notice the Dutchman coming out by himself for the Southern Tag Title match. We're getting ready to go for the official introduction. No Dutch. Dutch Mantel with the PA mic. Mantel saying that he has a title match, wants to get a hold of the Nightmares, and Tommy Rich is not here for this championship match. Let's see if we can hear Dutch. Dutch saying he's gone too long and too hard to give up a title. Now Dutch is saying, as hard as saying, forfeit the belts. Dutch. Dutch Mantel saying this is the second time Rich has done that, and he's getting second time. I don't understand Dutch saying that because in the wrestling profession you travel thousands and thousands of miles, and it's happened to everybody. Dutch has failed to make connections before. I certainly hope Tommy's okay because it's not like Tommy to miss matches. Now we are 10 minutes into this action. And the last 7 of it, Dutch Mantel. Little man, he's been pounded. Dutch down again. Boot to the face. Slams him down. Mantel. Another tag. Oh, big
I think you can see, at least in my opinion, I'm not siding with Tommy. I think Dutch did get a little extreme on it. But Dutch, of course, is a loner. Dutch is a one-way guy. He tells you just the way he thinks it is, and he handled it the way he thought. But the ultimate result is that they abdicated. Dutch refused ever to wrestle again. He said, no, postponement, no, don't wait 30 days. I'm through. I'll never wrestle with him, and that's it. We're going to be talking to Tommy about it here in just a few minutes. We got a super match coming up in the ring in just a few minutes. I do want to wind this up because it was such significance. We're going to take another couple of minutes here to talk to Tommy Wildfire Rich about a situation that I've talked to Tommy off the air about it, and I know Tommy is not happy about it either, and it's something that that he regretted. It's just a situation, I think, Tommy, that everybody wishes had not come up.
Yes, Les. Well, you know, if you've ever had any bad luck, and a lot of people know what I'm talking about when I talk about bad luck, and it seems like I've had more than my share of bad luck. You know, I've been in the wrestling business 8 years and probably wrecked 11 cars since I've been in the wrestling business. Most wrestlers don't wreck 1 or 2, you know. And I'm not a mechanic, you know. I was going down. I left about 2 hours early to go to Louisville last Tuesday because I was in a title match. And, you know, I tried to explain all that to Dutch. I'm going down and so I stop at a restaurant to have a sandwich, and I stop and play a video game. And I get up and I leave my billfold laying there, and I get in the car, and as I start out of the parking lot, I remember my billfold's laying there. So I go back in. Well, my billfold's gone. And, you know, the guy that worked there, he's, you know, I couldn't say that he's the one that did it, but he was, you know, he was the only guy in there. So anyway, I got on the road and I left, and I was about 70 miles out of Louisville. So get about 30 miles down the road, and the alternator on my car went out. So, you know, I didn't have no money, and so finally I got to a service station, and the guy was nice enough, you know, he knew who I was, and so he went ahead and fixed it. And so as soon as I got to the building, I went in, and Dutch was in the ring wrestling. So I went straight to the ring. I didn't change or nothing. I went in my clothes and hit the ring, and when it's all over, we won. I mean, you know, I know that's not right. That you know, I mean, I wasn't there, you know, and I apologized to Dutch like I said, and but he, you know, he didn't buy it. So anyway, what I'm talking about is I turned my back to leave, you know, I give him the belt, man, I turned to leave, and he sucker punches me with the belt in the back of the head. You know, well, there's the battle right there, because ain't no man that can get sucker punched and get up and whip somebody. So what I'm saying is, you know, I mean, I was wrong. I'll admit that, Dutch. You know, I think it's a dang shame, though, that we got to give up these titles just because you're too stubborn or you're a big baby or whatever the problem is. Because I know for a fact that you've been late, that you missed shots. I can remember about 2 or 3 weeks ago, you didn't show up in Evansville, Indiana. Said your thermostat was out on your car. So, I mean, you can have car trouble. You know, but I'm talking about bad luck. You know, I've done lots of, here goes the Southern titles down the drain. But I'm going to tell you something, Dutch. You may have won the battle, but you dang sure didn't win the war, because somebody needs to whip your butt. And the first time that I get a chance, I don't care where it's at, Dutch. Just like you said, we parted past, brother. You don't ever have to worry about me being your friend again, because I won't. So anytime, anywhere you want it, Dutch, you sign your name on the paper, because I'm sitting right on ready right now.
Okay, Tommy, we thought it was only fair that we understood both sides of the situation, and it's still just a doggone shame that something like this comes up, but it has happened. Hey, we've got something on the Dirty White Boys. Now, here's some guys that'll nail you right in the back of the head if you if you don't look out. Let's take a look.
In the ring, we're ready to go. With a 1 4, 18 minutes on in the top. Introducing at a total weight of 422 pounds from parts unknown with their manager, Jimmy Hart, the Nightmares. And going against them at a total of 442 pounds. From Lexington, Tennessee, and Charleston, West Virginia, Johnny Wilhoit, Mark Patton, the new generation. 1 fall, 15-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun is the referee.
Okay, we have seen these two particular teams against each other on one other occasion, and I'll tell you one thing, some kind of a scrap, brother. We're looking forward to this one. Bell time, Nightmares, new generation.
Johnny Wilhoit starting for the new generation. Nightmare number 1 out there for his team. Well, wrapping up the left arm. Stretching the wrist. The Nightmare reverses. Wilhoit using the rope, fires the Nightmare across the ring. Nice takedown and a good drop kick. Wilhoit with another drop kick. Over to the corner, makes the tag on his partner. Here's Mark Batten. Batten with a headlock on the Nightmare. Jimmy Hart up on the apron. Referee sitting him down, but the Nightmares with the double team. Nightmare number 2 from outside. Smacked Batten from behind when he was over there near the corner. There you go. Nightmares make a tag out. Nightmare number 2 in there now. Forearm. Picking Batten up in the air. The body slam. Batten bounces about 2 feet off the mat. They double up on him, use the right fist. Batten into the rope. Upper arm off those ropes, right in the throat. Nightmare with a cover, 1. And 1 count is all he gets. Mark Batten able to break the cover at that point. Double backdrop by the Nightmare. Upper arm. Knee to the forehead. Batten. Has he given up the battle, let me tell you. Nightmare's doubled up again. One of them holding him, the other one nailed him with a right fist. Batten off the rope. Clothesline by the Nightmare. Goes for the cover. Count is 1, 2. Only 2. Batten got the right shoulder up off the mat at the 2 count. Batten, nice move. Makes the tag. He goes to the corner and he tags Johnny Wilhoit. Wilhoit with the drop kick, putting both the Nightmares down to the mat. To the midsection. Look at Batten, rolls it down. Shoulders are down. Hart jumps in there. It's going to be a disqualification on the Nightmares as Jimmy Hart saw that Mark Batten had the shoulders down of one of the Nightmares. It was just a matter of a 3 count by the referee. Let's take a look at it. You can see what happened as Johnny Wilhoit fired the Nightmare into the rope. Forearm to the midsection. Batten leaps off the middle rope, rolls him down. You see Hart sliding into the ring. He knew he had him for the 3 count. Hart nailed him, and it was disqualification in 2 minutes, 28 seconds. The new generation gets the win.
Well, he can sit there and say they stole it from us and they knew they were going to steal and all of that. He cost them the match, and they lost the match to him. That's all there was to it. We're going to take time out. We got more action coming up. We'll be back to it in just a moment. Pardon me. Some of you may have heard about the incident that took place when we were doing interviews. When we do interviews, of course, we do them for a lot of the other markets, and the shows are individualized, and we do some special ones. In this particular case, we had one coming up for Atlanta and Lexington, Kentucky, and so forth. You know, I think we said before how it is when you're a kid and you start out to pull a little practical joke on somebody, and it kind of gets out of hand, and somebody gets irritated about it, and it no longer is a joke. Well, this is more or less what happened during an interview session, and I would repeat again that there will be a point in here where the microphone goes out. This is all behind-the-scenes things. A lot of times, when we finish an interview, they close the iris on the camera and it just goes to black, but the microphone picks up a lot of the things that are being said. What we have done is put together a segment that we thought would be very vital, as a matter of fact, and then interesting also. So let's take a look. We were doing an interview, getting ready to do an interview for Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky with handsome Jimmy Valiant. Let's take a look at what happened. I'll tell you one thing, you're not going to see anything any bigger than that in Rupp Arena, and we've seen a lot of big ones right there. It's going to be sensational on Thursday, October the 4th, and here he comes, the boogeyman, handsome Jimmy Valiant.
Man, feel good today. I got something to tell my brothers and sisters. But first of all, Lancer, I want to shake hands with the man I love. Put it in.
My brother.
All right. Oh, Lancer.
Jimmy, you got my suit. Hey, cut it, Ken. Come on.
I love this man, brother. I love you, brother.
We got lots
I love you, brother.
I gotta do an interview. I gotta do an interview with Hart for Atlanta. Will you, Jimmy? Look at this.
Rolling, falling, climb the wall. Old time Jubilee. Blood gonna flow like wine. And that's right there. Lexington. Brothers and sisters, don't miss it. Feel good. Feel good.
Thursday. There you got that one done, Jim.
You got that right, brother. Hey,
Son of a gun.
No, hey, I'm sorry, brother. Hey, send that coat to the clear and send the booty man a bill, please, brother. Hey, it was a real man. You know that.
It's been a long day, and we still got something to do. I got Hart with one for Atlanta. And
Hurt coming out here?
Yeah.
By yourself?
Yeah.
Look, Lance, I just did this interview straight, brother, right? Hey, I just flew in myself, brother. I'm tired too. Listen at me. Hey, I got a whole dozen eggs over there. Let me do. Oh, this is hot. Is he coming by himself, right? Let me shake hands with a hot brother one time. For the boogeyman. We old friends. We go back a long way, right? One time.
I don't know whether you'll go for it or not.
Come on, I'll be right.
Okay.
Atlanta, Georgia, the family's on its way, along with the greatest manager in the world today, Jimmy Hart. I can't wait. The Omni, baby. You've seen the wrestler. When you see the family, baby, you're looking at the best. Woo!
It's November the 18th and the Omni. You be there.
How was that, Russell? Good? Okay.
Time? Yeah.
Good,
Time's
good.
okay. Yeah.
Put 5 on Handsome Jimmy. He's back in town, baby.
Hey, Eddie Moore, it's supposed to be my time out here. You ain't supposed to be out here, man.
Hey, brother, if you ain't gonna shake my hand, I'm gonna give you a little pat on the head. We did it, brother. That's good, man. Yeah, you got my record for the shoe, Jack. Yeah, we got you right there, brother. Real cute, baby. Real cute. Real cute. Baby. All right, all right.
I don't think he thought that was too
I'm gonna
funny.
take care of the suit.
No, he didn't think that was too funny. And at this point, Hart went out to get some of the family. Unfortunately, you'll see what happens coming up right now.
No, wait a minute, Eddie. Wait a minute, Russell. Hold on, let me say something. That's real cute coming back here. But let me tell you this right now.
Just get on back in the dressing room.
No, wait. You thought it was funny while ago when he did it with Ed King. No, Hanson, you love it, don't you? It's really cute, really funny. Well, let me tell you something, baby. Let's see how funny it'll be if you have a little coke in your face, pal. How do you like that? What do you like now, Eddie? Laugh now, huh?
Hey, come on, now watch it. Come on, we got to get this kitty ball. Come on, hey, Randy, go over there and get some money from the drink. Yeah, this Randy went off. We'd asked Randy Hales to go off and get some help in here because it was totally out of hand. We had a lot of expensive equipment. We were due to get it upstairs in the auditorium where we were going to be doing some matches. And unfortunately, all of this action took place. Brother, I'll tell you one thing. They were flat going after each other, one right after the other, and you can see that Randy Savage came rolling in there to Handsome Jimmy's aid to try to help him out with Roode and Bundy. And Savage doing more than his part, and that wasn't all. We still couldn't get it broken up, and so Mark Reagan and Rufus R. Jones came in to try to give us a hand to get this whole thing broken up. This was all right there in the interview area, and we just had the camera rolling on it, and boy, oh boy, I'll tell you, we almost lost a camera and a microphone, and that's the way it went. So you can bet that that's the kind of situation that you hope doesn't happen very often when it comes around to doing interviews. We got something coming up in the ring for you in just a moment. Be back at it. We'll be seeing the Macho Man.
It's got to be considered as a pre-tournament favorite also would be the team of Big King Kong Bundy and Rick Roode.
How about an egg in your hair, huh, Russell,
Come on,
huh?
Jimmy. Now, we've had enough of that stuff. Don't be around here popping eggs around.
That's okay, baby. We might get the last laugh on everything we do. Let me tell you something, baby. The Southern belts are at stake. You know, the
That's
nightmares were ripped off for him, but Bundy and Roode, we're going to win them back for the family. You know what, Valiant? I can't wait. I can't wait for you and Savage, because after we defeat you in the middle of that ring, I'm going to take this carton of eggs, baby, and dump them all over your head. You understand that? And that is a promise from me to you, right, guys?
You know, Lance, did you see the tape? Well, you were there.
Sure,
Jimmy Valiant, not once, not twice, but 3 times asked if my manager, Jimmy Hart, was going to be out alone so that he could shine like the North Star and break an egg on his head. But see,
well, it was a
shut
joke,
up, you
Rick.
fool.
Nice.
But see, what do you mean joke? You
I
play
got on
jokes
my coat,
on
you
your
know,
friends,
you understand.
not on, you don't mess with your enemies, and Jimmy Hart is no friend of Jimmy Valiant's. But see, what Jimmy Valiant didn't plan on was that Jimmy Hart would come and get King Kong Bundy and myself. And see, we rained on Jimmy Valiant's parade, didn't we? We had a little party on Jimmy Valiant's face. But you know, Randy Munchkin Man Salvage kind of rained on our parade because he had to come in, jump us from behind, the Salvage trademark, from behind, and wreck the whole scene. But now we got a shot. Now it's more than just beating these 2 punks bloody. Now it's the Southern heavyweight belts. And Brother Lance, no one's going to keep us from them belts. Believe me. What do you think, Kong?
You know, you made a mistake, man. You usually don't make. You tried to act like a big shot without 5 or 6 of your buddies to back you up, and you got hurt, boy. Well, now something's coming down that's been a long time coming. I've been teaming with this man, Rick Rude, King Kong Bundy, the most devastating team in professional wrestling. We've been teaming together for a long time, and we still don't have the Southern Championship belts. Well, that's something that's going to come to an end. Monday night in Memphis, we're going to win the belts, and the biggest problem we're going to have then is not defense of the belts. We're not worried about that because we can beat anybody. Our biggest problem is, how am I going to carry all my championship belts? What I'm going to do is hire myself some kind of flunky or some stooge. Any applications? Maybe Jerry Law or somebody like that to carry around my belts. But you're looking at the winners, 450 pounds, and the ravishing one.
You know, Lance, I don't look too worked up right now for a simple reason, because right now I have everything in the world going for me. 6'4", 240 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal. But let me tell you something. When it comes down to the title match, I have a way of working myself up. And you better believe Monday night in Memphis, small town USA, Tennessee, we're going to walk out of them ring champions.
You guys better get worked
That's okay,
up,
but let
because
me
you know
tell you-
Valiant and Savage will.
Well, I want them to be, and the Fabulous One's going to be there, too. Stan and Steve, boy, they're bringing all the names in. Well, let me tell you, there's something more at stake. There's pride on Jimmy Hart, because, you see, the winners of the Southern Tag Team titles, which will be us, we can go against the Road Warriors, who are supposed to be the greatest team in professional wrestling history, the world champions, managed by Paul Ellering, who I brought into the professional wrestling business. I brought him in. He couldn't even lace his boots when I got him in here. Well, let me tell you something, Paul. I taught you everything you know, baby, but not everything Jimmy Hart knows, and I promise you this. Monday night, we're going to do everything in our power to walk out with the Southern Tag Team belts, and we will. You can bank on that.
You're getting
gonna
a little
see
ahead
Jimmy
of
Hart
yourself,
at his
Jimmy. You
most
got to
vicious
beat
best.
a pretty good
Come
team.
on,
You know,
baby.
Lance, once again, they're bringing in all the big guns to take care of the family, and it ain't going to work.
You know, next to every other team in that tournament, next to us, every other team in that tournament is gutter trash.
The whole family will be there. Somebody's going to get eggs, baby. Somebody will get eggs.
Enough of the talking, enough of the talking. Come on. Hey, sit it down. Okay. Well, Monday night we'll find out. That's an opening round match, too. The Rude, Kong, Savage, and Valiant match. That's an opening round of that Southern Tag Team right then and there.
Single match getting underway here. Stepping up onto the ring apron right now is Keith Robertson. And here comes the Macho Man. One fall. 15-minute time limit match from Memphis, Tennessee at 252 pounds on the left of your screen. That is Keith Robertson. And from Sarasota, Florida, 235 pounds, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Referee Jerry Calhoun. It's a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match.
Yeah, we're about to get it ready to go here. Savage peeling off that cape of his. Robertson, big guy, outweighs Savage, as a matter of fact. Ooh, but not out crazy. Here we go, David.
You're right. not out experience either. I tell you, the Macho Man with the experience and the reputation and ability to do whatever is necessary. Here's Robertson. He has put on weight in recent months. 252 pounds he weighs right now. Robertson hanging back close to the rope. The Macho Man. Macho Man just waiting for him. Trying to pull him out of the corner. Robertson leans up through the rope. Referee, when he does that, keeps Savage away, but he can't keep him away from that. But Savage for the takedown. Robertson back on his feet and complaining again to the referee. Robertson going to fire the right arm, blocked by Savage, and Savage ended up with the advantage on that one. Robertson up in the air, body slam by Savage. The Macho Man drops down, covers, one. Picks him up at the 1 count. He just picked him up by the hair, did not even try for 3. Look out. Robertson thrown out of the ring, down on the floor. Savage on the top rope. Way up high. Drops down on Robertson. Referee trying to get it back in the ring. Savage, ooh, look out. Over here by the chest. The Macho Man. Thick broad arm across the back. Riding down here on the floor, referee Jerry Calhoun trying to get him back in the ring. Oh, vicious knee lift by Savage, and Robertson hits the floor again. Now Savage rolls him back in the ring, climbs the rope. He's on the middle one. He leaps. He nails him. He covers, and the count is 1, and he picks him up at the 1 count again. Savage not going for the 3 count for the second time in the match. Robertson into the rope. Clothesline by Savage. Macho Man to the rope. And again, he comes flying out across there. Now 1, 2, and 3. Got it. Well, he could have had him a couple of times, but that time he figured Robertson has had enough. Here is Savage up on the ropes here celebrating, and here he is as he leaps off onto Keith Robertson on the mat. Little half turn by the Macho Man, the cover, and he says 1, 2. He counted with the referee, and that's it. The Macho Man in 2 minutes, 34 seconds gets the win over Keith Robertson.
He is, without a question of a doubt, just as wild as he always was, man. No doubt about it. And let me tell you, he was going against a good young wrestler in his Robertson. He's a big, tough kid. Okay, we got some more of it coming up. We'll see Roode and Bundy in the ring, too, and we're going to take time out. Get ready for that in just a moment.
I think the word is multi-talented. I'm talking about Jerry the King Lawler. Yeah, that's a good word for a fact. Jerry's got out a brand new record. We think you're going to get a kick out of it. Listen to the King and Wimp Busters.
Yeah, a lot of fun with the Whip Busters. That's available on a single. I had some folks ask me about that. Yes, it is. We got a guy coming in, Dave. I don't know exactly how to feel about it. I've heard about his reputation, so I think I really know how we feel about it. Kinko. He's a big Russian. He's about 6'4" and weighs about 325 or something like that. Let's take a look at him and get an advanced peek at Kinko.
The Soviet Union, long known for its supremacy in sports, now presents the most dominant figure in its long list of illustrious athletes. Kinko stands at 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighs in at 320 pounds. He is undefeated in professional wrestling. He has traveled the world over and speaks 7 different languages. He has the only record victory over Idi Amin. He holds the Turkish, the Iranian, and the Samoan pro heavyweight titles.
I am the very best that the Soviet Union has to offer. As you can probably tell by looking at me, this is obvious. I may be new to the United States, but I'm not new to competition. Unlike most of you Americans that can only speak one language and can't communicate with the rest of the world, I speak 7 languages fluently. As you probably can tell, I speak American English better than most of you ignorant Americans. I possess all of the finesse of the great wrestlers of the world. When I hit with the fury of 320 pounds. When I stop with the fury of 320 pounds. When you see Kinko in the ring, you see the superiority of the Soviet athletes. Now, I'm here for 2 reasons. 1, to destroy every American wrestler that gets in my path. And 2, to take the American dollar and a lot of it back to the homeland.
Woody, action in the ring. Ready for the official introduction, Dave.
1 fall, 15-minute time limit match. Total weight 423 pounds over on the right of the screen. Both wrestling out of Memphis, Tennessee, Keith Eric and Kenny Arnold. And going against them from Beverly Hills, California, and Atlantic City, New Jersey. Total weight 692 pounds with manager Jimmy Hart, Rick Rude, and King Kong Bundy. 1 fall, 15-minute time limit match.
Okay, we're ready to go. Yeah, Jimmy, they look marvelous. And, of course, the team of Eric and Kenny Arnold, I think, are just overmatched when they step in there with somebody like Rude and Bundy. This, I hate to back up part of what they're saying, but this is one of the most impressive tag teams we've ever seen put together. Keith Eric slammed down across the knee of Rick Rude, and Rude, with that cast iron body of his, waiting now for Kenny Arnold to come in the ring. Arnold, what a tough way to get started out here with championship wrestling. Ken Arnold picks up, slam down, and he's just been going against the little 238-pounder. Now here comes 460.
460 and King Kong Bundy, and picks him up and just totally dominates him as he fired him into those turnbuckles.
Yeah, we are just hoping that neither one of them get hurt in there, but of course this is the way it is. It's a tough business, and brother, you got to be able to be ready to go with the biggest and best if you're going to stay in there and make a mark and make some money out of it. Kenny Arnold taking a pounding now from King Kong Bundy. Backs him in. Whip across the ring. To that big elbow, I mean, unlaced him right down to those boots. Bundy with a 1, a 2. Oh, now let's not have that. Picked him up. Didn't go ahead and get the count when he had him. They're going to do a little more punishment inflicting. How in the world these guys can call themselves great when they take a couple of young wrestlers like this and just abuse them? There's no excuse for it. Big elbow, and boy, oh boy, he probably loosened every tooth in the mouth. There's the count of 3, 4, 5. Bundy insists on the 5. We'll ring the bell, and that brings to an end the bout. It could have ended a little bit earlier. Bundy and Roode totally dominating the team of Kenny Arnold and Keith Eric. As Bundy came down, imagine being down on the mat like Kenny Arnold was and see this big guy flying down with that elbow on. And maybe in a sense, you're lucky that only elbow catches you. So the time on it, Dave, was...
Time on it was 1:59.
Minute 59 seconds. The winners, Bundy and Roode over Keith Eric and Kenny Arnold. We've got more action. We'll check our time for you, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Ready to go here. Here comes Mark Reagan, Rufus R. Jones, and their opponent, led by manager Jimmy Hart, stepping up here.
They're the
international champion yesterday. All right, take him to the ring, Jim.
Shut up! If I told you to jump off the bridge, would you do it, bro?
No, I thought you were going to stand here and talk for 5 or 10 minutes. Let's get him up in the ring and let's get going with this match, all right? This is going to be a match to the expiration of time. Introducing from Dillon, South Carolina, Rufus R. Jones, and from New York City, Mark Reagan. Their total weight, 474 pounds. Going against them at a total of 465. From Lexington, Tennessee, Hot Stuff, Eddie Gilbert with the international belt. His partner from Jackson, Tennessee, Phil Hickerson. Their manager, Jimmy Hart. This match to the expiration of time. And the referee is Jerry Calhoun. Well, back in the corner, Jimmy Hart has the warm-up jackets, the hat, the belt. It looks like Eddie Gilbert is going to start for his team, Mark Reagan for his, and we are underway. Expiration of time match.
Okay, Dave, what we're going to do is take as much of this as we possibly can, and we are going to, for some of the stations, we're going to have to cut away early before it's over, but we'll take every bit that we can and try to get it in, because this has the makings of an excellent match, certainly.
It does indeed, and part of our policy of having championship wrestling action as long as there's time remaining at an expiration of time match. That's where we are right now. Whoa, Mark Reagan going for the flying head scissors, a move you don't see a whole lot anymore. Has to be quite an athlete to pull that one off, and he did it against Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Send Gilbert back to the corner for a little talk with his partner, Phil Hickerson. Their manager not there to give advice.
I think we're going to derail the old freight train today, baby. What do you think, huh?
Well, I don't know.
Phil Hickerson, Eddie Gilbert, maybe a new team in the family.
Yeah.
You know, I like to switch members around all the time, baby. That's one good thing about running the family. You can switch back and forth and get a winning combination.
We've got a combination. We'll see if they're a winning combination. Hickerson in there now. What powerhouse right hand that Hickerson uses. He hammers Mark Reagan down to the mat. Makes the tag. Here's Eddie Gilbert coming back in. So far, we haven't seen Rufus R. Jones, the freight train, in the match. He's over in the corner waiting for Mark Reagan to head for the corner and put the tag on him. Reagan! Good kick. He's to the corner, and now here comes the freight train. Rufus R. Jones, Dillon, South Carolina. Eddie Gilbert hanging back in his corner. Now, Hot Stuff says, wait a minute, can we shake hands on this? Rufus said, having none of that.
Okay, Davey, for the stations that have to leave us now, by golly, we got more championship wrestling next week, and we'll be looking for you. For Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.